On a map of Chicago, 1 centimeter represents 100 meters. We're going to come back to that relationship, so I'm going to make sure that we know where to look each time. We need to select all the statements that express the same scale. So we'll start with the first statement. It says 5 centimeters on the map represents 50 meters in Chicago. We know that our original relationship is 1 centimeter gives us 100 meters. So the question is, are these equivalent? So I noticed that I could go from 1 centimeter to 5 centimeters by multiplying by 5. 1 centimeter by 5 gives me 5 centimeters. Unfortunately, when I tried to use the same relationship over here, it didn't work because 100 meters times 5 does not give me 50 meters, it would give me 500 meters. So that told me that the first relationship is not on the same scale. I'm going to look at the next one. This says 1 millimeter on the map represents 10 meters in Chicago. So for this one, I actually went back to that again, the very beginning relationship, and this says 1 centimeter is the same as represents 100 meters. The first thing I did was that I rewrote the 1 centimeter as 10 millimeters, and I kept the 100 meters. So I did this because my next step from here was thinking, I'm trying to get to 1 millimeter, and I can do that by dividing by 10. So I was pretty confident about that. And I also realized that I could divide by 10 over here, and 100 meters divided by 10 gave me 10 meters. And we'll notice that is one of our options here, right? It says 1 millimeter on the map represents 10 meters in Chicago, in the real world. So this one is true. Let's look at the next one. 1 kilometer in Chicago is represented by 10 centimeters on the map. Again, I went back to the original relationship, except I rewrote the order. So for this one, I wrote it as 100 meters represents, or is represented by, 1 centimeter. So that's the original relationship here. I just turned around the order. And then I said, if I multiplied by 10 on each side, this is what I would get. So as I'm going to multiply by 10, that will give me 10 centimeters over here. And on the other side, when I multiply by 10, I get 1,000 meters. So this is helpful to me because 1,000 meters is equivalent to 1 kilometer. And 1 kilometer then is equal to 10, or represented by 10 centimeters. So again, I was able to find this relationship that 1 kilometer in Chicago is represented by 10 centimeters on the map. Let's look at our final one. I'm going to scroll this up a little bit. It says 100 centimeters in Chicago is represented by 1 meter on the map. So for this one, I'll return to that relationship in sort of that reverse order. So I'm going to say that I have 100 meters represented by 1 centimeter. The question we're looking at says, what would happen if this were 100 centimeters? So that means multiplying by 100. And if I multiply by 100 here, I get 10,000 meters. So 10,000 meters is not what we were asked. We were asked, would it be equivalent to 1 meter? And instead we got 10,000 meters. So that's definitely not the way that we wanted to go on this one. So this does not represent a scale that is equivalent. If you chose 1 millimeter on the map represents 10 meters in Chicago, then you are on the right track. You were able to determine that this one was a correct relationship, but you either forgot to check this next one, or perhaps the trick that I used was to actually reverse the order of the words as they were given to us here. This was the smaller value, 1 centimeter, on the map representing the 100 meters, which was what would be using in real life. And so in order for me to understand this, I had to reverse my thinking. And I wonder if you forgot to pick this second one, or you didn't know to pick this second one, maybe you got confused by the order that they wrote it in on the first, in the way that they wrote the two numbers. So that might be how you got the wrong answer here, because you got half of it right, so you were on the right track, and you just didn't get the second one when you were choosing the right answers.